Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Zoe Dawn at Dusk. Little life update before we start, per usual. Honestly, not too much has happened. Last weekend, I went out for St. Patty's Day. It was so much fun. Oh my goodness. I don't know if I told you guys, but I brought green food coloring and green edible glitter because the last time I went out for St. Patrick's Day, they told me that they didn't make green beer anymore because the bartenders didn't like when their fingers were green. So I went, I was the bartender, was everyone's best friend. My hands are fucking green still, and it's a week later, and I'm a banker, and it's fucking embarrassing. Anyway, yeah, that was fun. But no, it was a lot of fun. I went out with like my besties, and I just had such a fun time. Other than that, oh my gosh, I was off of school this week, guys, which is unheard of. And I was able to kind of just relax this week. I slept well. I've been so tired just with school and just work. I've been really locked in with work and everything, so it's been go, go, go. But yeah, anyway, I'm here now. It is actually 8:20 p.m. on a Friday. So after this, me and one of my besties are going to go to one of our friends' concerts downtown, so I'm excited. But anyway, other than that, guys, honestly, my life has been pretty boring. Like, I haven't done too much. I've been locked in with the gym, with bullet journaling, work, my boyfriend. That's pretty much it. So, anyway, I do have a plan next week. I have a new YouTube video I am planning on filming. Can't tell you guys what it is yet, but I think right now I'm filming my videos on Fridays. I think I'm gonna switch it to not filming, posting my videos on Fridays for my YouTube channel, the two I've posted. But honestly, it's just really hard to do it on a Friday because I just have so much going on the weekends. So I'm gonna start changing it to Wednesdays. But yeah. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Okay, yeah. That was the quickest life recap I've done, I think, ever. Oh, also, this is a new sweater, guys. It is Champion Broncos. I don't own anything Broncos. She was $10 at Target. Normally 60 because she's champion. Where the fuck is my little champion? So yeah, love her. She looks vintage. $10. Comfy and soft. But low-key, it's hot as hell in here with all these lights on me. What do you guys think of my lighting? Be so for real, please. Like, I think it's okay. It could be better. I used to have another one, but it broke. But I also don't know if it was, like, too much. And after all of my videos, I just saw dots everywhere for a really long time. So, I don't know. But we'll figure it out. Yeah. Okay. Anyway, let's get into the products of the week. My favorite things this week. Okay. First of all, I've had this for quite some time. My mom bought it for me actually, honestly, like a year ago, and I always just use it as decoration. But lately I've been doing my own eyelash extensions. Can you guys tell? Are they beautiful? Can you tell that I'm always fucking with my eyes in the videos? This like little corner piece is like sticky, so like I'm trying to make sure it doesn't like fall off because it keeps randomly falling off. Well, it hasn't since. It did at first, and it just feels like it is. I'm going to stop messing with it because it's going to fall off. Anyway, been doing my own eyelash extensions. And, oh, guys, I have a mirror. I can literally check with my mirror. Anyway, yeah, my mom got me this. I started using it because I've been doing my own eyelash extensions. And honestly, it's such a beautiful mirror. So, I don't know if you guys can see, but it's like a spoon back with a gold frame. And then it's a mirror, and it's an amethyst is the handle. And then around it there's a few smaller gems. I don't know what this red one is. I need to see. There's more amethyst, tiger's eye, and then there's a red one, and I don't know what this red one is. I used to be really into crystals, for people who don't know. I still kind of am, but I'm not as, like, I used to keep crystals in my pocket. Crystals in my down pocket. Like, for each day, I'm like, oh, I don't want to be anxious now. I want to feel beautiful today. So I'm going to grab an amethyst, and I'm going to grab a carnelian, and I'm going to grab clear quartz to amplify them. Girl, I was obsessed. I still love crystals, but just not the way that I did. In case y'all didn't know, I have like 12 Instagrams. I'm getting really off topic. I have like 12 Instagrams. I have my personal, I have a spam, I have one for that I go on that no one follows me on for when I'm like anxious. And I'm not going to follow anyone I know on there. Never, ever. And then I lied, I didn't have 12. And then I have my Zoe Dawn at Dusk. I have another one where I'm going to start posting my YouTube videos on. And then I have another one called Zoe's Rocks. Because I used to sell my necklaces. I had some sales, but honestly, once all of my friends bought one, they kind of just stopped. So, yeah. Anyway, this is her my mom got me for her, and I love doing my eyelashes with them and just checking my makeup up close because I don't have a mirror right now. But, yeah, I love her. Okay. Also, right now, anything e.l.f. I have this e.l.f. Glow Lip Oil that I love right now. Like, I'm literally obsessed. Here, let me use my little mirror. You guys see how talented she is? You see how much I can do with one hand? Honestly, my lash extensions would be a lot easier to do without having to hold the mirror, but fuck it. It's fine. That's all what I got. Yeah, I love her. Anyway, those are 2 items of the week. I'm going to hide them again so you guys can't see them. Okay, this is my 3rd item of the week, but it's 3 items in one. But it's fine, because I bought it as a set. I put them up here so they don't get all over my bed. So I've been really into smelling good. Guys, I've never smelled bad. But I've been really into smelling good lately. So I got... so I do right now, I have a few different scents. I have the Dates by... what's it called? Double Dates by Leah for Skylar. And then I have this Coach perfume. But I have this Palmer's vanilla lotion. Okay, hold on. Let me show you guys the way I layer it. I start with the Palmer's Shea Butter. Rub this all over me. And then I go in with some lotion. And then I go in with just a little bit of oil in places that, like my neck, right here, this body part, and then my wrist. My inner elbow, I don't know. But, and then I go, and then I smell good all day. Anyway, okay. No bad harmonica in your guys' ear this week, I promise. Anyway, okay, yeah. That's enough about all of that. Okay. Let me pull up my notes, guys. Okay. So, enough about all that. Thank you guys for always listening to me talk because I just love to talk. Anyway, this week I wanted to talk about embarrassed. Jesus. This week I wanted to talk about embarrassment. I want to talk about embarrassment, what it is, where it comes from, my experiences, and how the fear of being embarrassed is holding you back. Okay, my question. Before I get into all of this, my question to you. What are you embarrassed of and why? The reason I ask that question is because embarrassment might be the one thing that's holding you back from your dream life, from your entire life, from that job, from that relationship, from those friendships, from everything. The fear of being embarrassed is holding you back. Because what are you embarrassed of? I'm going to get into it. Because otherwise I'm going to go on a whole tangent. Okay, so, guys, let's start with the Google definition as always. The Google definition of embarrassment is a self-conscious emotion characterized by discomfort, shame, or shyness, usually triggered by social blunders, unwanted attention, or perceived failure. Okay. The way that I take this, I think that's such a great way to explain it, but the way that the definition of embarrassed to me is the fear of being made fun of or being judged, the fear of not being enough. It is a fear of being perceived in a way that you don't want to be perceived. I think the 2 key things to remember when it comes to embarrassment, with the definition, is it's a fear and that it's something that you do to yourself, something that you convince. It's not real. It's not real. You're conditioned to think that way, whether it was made, like whether you had bad friends, bad parents, just bad self-worth. You were conditioned to feel embarrassed. So, let's talk a little bit about embarrassment and what it is. I know I kind of went over the definition and my definition, but let's kind of get into it a little bit more. Embarrassment is, again, a fear. It is a fear of being. There's three main fears of embarrassment: the fear of judgment, the fear of judgment, the fear of rejection, and the fear of looking different and being different. Again, it is a fear. It is something that you have made up because it's not necessarily something that is bound to happen. And I feel like with embarrassment, you miss out on so many opportunities because you are so scared of something that's probably not going to even happen. Like, what are you really embarrassed of? Like, when you want to do something, what crosses your mind to be like, I'm scared, I'm embarrassed? No, literally, because, like, what crosses your mind to make you feel that way? Because, to me, because for different people, like, okay, what causes you to feel that embarrassment? What causes you to feel that fear? Like, what are you so embarrassed of? Are you embarrassed of your friends laughing at you? Those aren't your friends if they're gonna laugh at you. You embarrassed of that girl at the grocery store laughing at you because you have to put something back? Girl, who the fuck cares? When are you ever going to see that girl again? I doubt she's going to remember you, and if she does, she's weird for remembering that. That's the way I see that. Because I think the what has helped, guys, this isn't me talking shit. I used to get so embarrassed of everything. When I was a kid, I used to make my mom, that sounds bad, my mom used to help me, but I used to ask my mom, I have to word it in a way that doesn't sound bad. I used to ask my mom to go get me condiments. Like, if we went to Chick-fil-A, I'm like, can you please go get me Polynesian sauce? She's like, Zoe Dawn. And I'm like, well, I'll go with you. I just can't. Like, I'm so scared. Like, the most random shit, like, in middle school, I used to be so scared to wear a coat to school. It would be -degree weather, and I'd be like, no, I'm fine in my long sleeve. Wearing a coat's embarrassing. Like, why the fuck was wearing a coat so embarrassing? Anyway, again, so I'm not talking shit. I'll get into my fair share of embarrassment, like how I have handled embarrassment, but I'm just saying that the way that I view, like, the way that I have convinced myself to stop being embarrassed of shit, the people that truly love me aren't gonna give a fuck. If they do, they're weird. Again, same thing. I'm never gonna see you again. Like, especially when I'm out of state, like, I'll do, like, not even out of state, just, like, literally anything. Like, I will do anything. Like, I am the friend that will get on stage and dance with you. I am the friend that, I have practiced rejection therapy because I think it's fun. But a lot of people get embarrassed. Like, I will ask people for I'm trying to think of a story. Like, I've asked for free stuff all the time. I've gotten a lot of free shit. Like, when I worked at Starbucks, like, when people had, like, food, I'd be like, for example, we used to have a Taco Bell right next to us, and I'd be like, hey, can I have a burrito? Do you know how many fucking burritos I got? Just saying. Anyway. Okay, I'm getting a little off track. But yeah. So it's just, like, again, like, I am the friend that, like, I will kind of just do whatever. I don't care, because in the back of my mind, I'm never going to see this person again. And if I do, they won't remember me. I won't remember them. Or it's a cool story. That's it. Anyway. I think the most important thing to remember about embarrassment and what it is embarrassment isn't about what you're doing. It's about what you think other people are thinking of you doing what you're doing. Did that make sense? Should I say that again? I'm going to say it again because it's important, guys. You need to remember this. Embarrassment isn't about what you're doing. It's about what you think other people are thinking of you doing what you're doing. What you think. Because 9 times out of 10, they're not thinking that. Because I promise you, when I'm at the gym and I'm doing my leg press and I look over and I zone out, I'm either 1, zoning out, not fucking paying attention to you, or 2, holy shit, look at what they're lifting. Or I'm like, how do I do that? Like, I've been wanting to do that machine. Like, I promise. But, like, when I've been at the gym, I've thought, like, oh my gosh, they're looking at me. They're judging me. No, girl, they're probably, if they are judging you, they shouldn't be there because everyone's there to get better. But anyway, I was like, you know what? Like, maybe they're watching, like, me do this because they've never seen this form. They're struggling with their form and they're watching me because they want to see how I do it to see if they can do it. Or maybe they're not even fucking looking at me. Maybe they're looking at the girl behind me. Maybe they like my shoes. Maybe they like my headphones. Maybe they like my hair. There's so many other reasons they could be, like, looking at you or thinking of you or perceiving you. So why are you always jumping to the worst possibility? Why are you always jumping to where they're judging you? Again, what if they're complimenting you? What if they're, like, watching what you're doing so they can do it too? Okay. Anyway. I want to talk about where embarrassment comes from. Embarrassment, I feel like, like that nature versus nurture stuff, 100% I think embarrassment comes from, 80% of embarrassment comes from nurture. Because obviously we're born, I've talked about this before, we're born with all of our mental health shit. We're born with our depression. We're born with our anxiety. We're born with all of that. So there is a little bit, like, embarrassment does come from anxiety. You get nervous that people are going to judge you. They kind of go hand in hand sometimes. But a big part of it is growing up with your friends and your family. I've had family members that have talked so much shit about people in public. And they are judging them. So I think kind of just, as you get older, you start to think that other people are doing that to you. Again, that girl at the grocery store is looking at you because she's talking shit. No, girl, she's looking behind you to see what fucking dish soap she wants. No. And again, so it comes from your family. It comes from your friends. Again, I used to hang around girls that used to just talk crap about everyone. I had this friend that used to... Hold on, guys. Sorry. Didn't even pop. Okay. Okay. I had this friend that used to talk about girls' leggings. Like, she used to be like, ugh, she doesn't even have a butt. Why is she wearing that? Like, she looks so fat in that. Why is she wearing that? And then she'd be pulled the, oh my god, those are so cute on you. And, like, again, and then you start thinking, because you're hanging around these people, you're like, oh, everyone's perceiving me that way. Because even my friend, like, my friend's perceiving people that way. No, not everyone is. It's just, again, it's something you learn from home and you take with you. And the people you hang around with, it all absorbs. When you're younger, you're a sponge. You absorb everything you're seeing and feeling. You always are, but when you're younger especially. Like, even in high school, I remember we used to do, like, the 2B reels, TBR, and we'd be like, I remember there was this one time, this girl I did it with told my friend that her makeup was so ugly, and my friend was like, yeah, you're right. And I'm like, girl, like, stick up for yourself. But she stopped doing her makeup because she was embarrassed of it. She felt judged, So yeah, like, being embarrassed mostly comes from when you're younger, but, like, the more specific reasons, like, from that is when you're being laughed at. When you mispronounce a word in class and everyone laughs at you. When, honestly, in school, like, when you get older, no one really laughs at you. No one gives a fuck. When you get older, it's really chill. Like, it really is. But, when you're a kid, like, yeah, people laugh at you all the time. People will literally laugh in your face, like, the entire room. Or friend groups. Like, I've been at the lunch table where, like, I've seen it happen. I'm pretty sure it's happened to me. I can't think of anything. But, like, people, again, do the same thing. They start laughing at you. So, I don't know. Being corrected in public. Again, when you're in front of a group of people, the sky's red. Actually, the sky's blue. That's gonna make you feel like shit. Like, even though you're wrong, being corrected like that in such a harsh way by like your friends or in front of other people, it can make you be like, oh, I'm so fucking stupid. Like, why would I say that? Girl, it's okay. Like, I don't, but, so yeah, when you're younger, like, being corrected by teachers, like, even like, no, the answer's this, the answer's 7, not 6. Didn't mean to do those numbers. Anyway, but just being corrected, like, you start to get embarrassed, like, oh, like, I shouldn't have said anything, like, I feel so stupid, I don't, all these things. Another way, again, anxiety. I've already talked about this a little bit, but when you have anxiety, you start to overthink. You start to think of the worst thing that could happen, and you're so far in the future. That's what anxiety is. Anxiety is being stuck in the future, and when you're stuck, you think of every worst possibility, and you just spiral. So literally, embarrassment and anxiety go hand in hand. Oh, I can't wear to oh, I can't wear this to the gym. Everyone's gonna judge me. This, that. Like, you start to overthink, and you're like, oh my god, they're gonna say that this color looks bad on me, that I shouldn't. Like, you're gonna start thinking all these bad things when, again, no one's going to, and you're manifesting that. You're creating that. You're preparing yourself for something that hasn't even happened. Another way. I really think social media made this worse. Social media 100% made this worse because people feel so confident to comment on other people's appearances and other people's talents, hobbies, vocabulary, and it can, seeing those in the way that like these people are talking and thinking about other people, you're seeing that, you're like, oh fuck, like what are they gonna say about me? Then you start getting embarrassed that Susan's life is so much better than yours, and it's like you start to get embarrassed of your own life because you don't have all of this. And just being so into everyone, the best of everyone's life, can create that anxiety and that embarrassment. I know I've already talked about a few of my experiences, but I kind of wanted to just to get into a little bit more at a few different situations. So the first one I want to talk about is social media. Let's just start with that one. Yes, I have felt so embarrassed on social media when again, because I try so hard to post. I try so hard to push out content, my podcast, my TikToks, my little series I have going on, my YouTube channel that I've posted on twice. All of these things, like, I'm trying so hard to post, but I get embarrassed because I'm like, I'm putting out all this content and no one's watching it. That's a lie. 80 people watched my last YouTube video, and I love and adore every single one of you. But this is what's like my other 2 videos. My Valentine's Day, my New Year's resolutions, they didn't do as good. You want to know why? 1, I was lazy. I should have fucking done a better video. But genuinely, yeah, like, having that, like, it's not as bad as it used to be, but that's what caused me. Like, I was so scared. The reason it took me so long to start a podcast, you know how long I had this microphone for? Since like 2020. When did I start this? What, like 2025? Maybe 2024, I can't remember. But regardless, like, I was so scared for that long that people were going to judge me, that people were going to look at me different, that people were just going to say that it wasn't enough, that I didn't do it. Imagine how much further I could have been now if I just did it then and didn't care what other people think. I wasn't embarrassed of what they thought. And again, just having that comparison, because that's what I want to do. I want to be in this industry. So, like, having that anxiety has really been, and that fear of being embarrassed and perceived incorrectly and just being judged has really held me back from my full potential. And you know what? Now I'm like, I don't care what you guys think. Like, I don't care if you don't like my video. Someone else's. It's fine. I like my videos. I'm proud of what I do. Another way that I felt embarrassed is at work. I'm a very competitive person. I love being the best. I love being just the best at what I do. And there's been so many times where I've been corrected at work by managers, and I'm just like, fuck. Or I made a mistake, and I was just, again, like, the way that they explained the mistake that I made was in front of other people, or the way that they said it just put me down so far, and I felt so embarrassed and ashamed of myself. I have also, like, stopped myself from being to my best potential and, like, talking to people and going above and beyond because I was scared that people would judge me for it. kind of by this I mean, like, I've also always been, I've talked about this. My weight is a big struggle for me. I've always been a little overweight. I'm okay now, but growing up, especially in my first 2 or 3 jobs, it was really hard for me because I was just so embarrassed of my weight that I felt like I didn't deserve certain things, so I was just always so embarrassed. So I just didn't want to take up space, if that makes sense. That's a little deeper. That's a whole nother conversation. Anyway, the gym. The gym is another way that I felt embarrassed. Again, like, I have purposely not done workouts. Like, I'm different now, but like when I first started going to the gym, I would do the same workouts. Like, even if the form didn't feel right, like, I didn't care because I was too embarrassed to take the time to figure out how to do it, because I thought other people would be like, oh, look at this girl, she doesn't know what she's doing. Like, look how long it's taking her to do an RDL. I still can't fucking do an RDL, by the way. Anyway, but no, like, I was so scared of people judging me for taking my time, or just not, like, for example, if I went on something and I never done it before and I couldn't do it and I got off, I was so scared of them being like, look at this, psh, get a load of her. Like, that's the biggest thing, like, that has held me back from trying new workouts, is because, again, I'm just nervous that I'm going to get judged, which isn't valid, but it's an anxiety that I have, and I have a fear of being, I did have a fear of being embarrassed. And also, again, like, clothes that I've worn, like, I've been embarrassed to wear certain clothes, because I still do, but I go to the gym after work, so I put my gym clothes in my backpack, and I take it with me. I usually wear sweaters just because I like the way that they fit. Literally, this is probably something I'd wear to the gym. Just long socks. But this is, like, what I'm most comfortable in. And, there's been times where, like, my sweater gets really wrinkly, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, I just get so embarrassed, and I don't want to go out there. But I'm like, Zoe, I've never actually let it, but there's been times where I'm like, Zoe, you're really going to let your clothes stop your workout? Come on. But yeah, I've also been scared that I have done something wrong, and people are judging me, and they're like, look at her form. I have had such bad like, I have always felt so embarrassed to go to the gym, but now I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't give a if I'm doing it wrong and you're making fun of me and you're not correcting me, you're a piece of shit, because I never make fun of anyone at the gym, ever, ever. And because I'm just so locked into what I'm doing, I'm locked into making me better and understanding that everyone's there to better themselves, so why would I judge other people for being there and bettering themselves? Those are the main ways that I have felt embarrassed. I guess I should have come up with more specific experiences, but whatever. Again, just to kind of summarize all that, at some point I just realized that nobody cares. Nobody gives a fuck. And if they do, they're weird for that. Because, again, I don't judge people ever for stuff like that. And so if I'm being judged, that's on them, because that's a reflection of themselves and how they feel about themselves. Because I'm going to do what I want to do, because you're not going to remember me, and if you do, you're going to think I'm really cool, or you're going to have a funny story to tell. I don't care. But I don't want to live my life full of regrets because, like, oh, I wish I did this because I was too embarrassed. Oh, I wish I did that because I was too embarrassed. I guess one more example is at a loved one's funeral, at my grandpa's funeral. I think I was the only grandkid. Maybe there was another one that talked. I was embarrassed. I was shaking. But I just felt like I had to say something with my grandpa and all my grandpa's loved ones in that room about him and how much I loved him. And I was so scared, but I'm like, Zoe, I don't, like, you're scared, but food, like, oh well, do it. Like, do it. And I did it. And I remember some of my cousins being like, oh, I wish I said something. I was too embarrassed. I don't want to live my life full of what ifs. I want to do it and do it embarrassed, do it scared. I don't care. I'm still going to do it. Again, what are you so embarrassed of? Genuinely, what are you embarrassed of? Posting content, wearing what you want to wear, going to the gym, putting in your app for that promotion, putting in your name in the hat, picking up that new hobby, saying hi to that girl that you want to be friends with. Like, what are you embarrassed of doing these things? Like, what is the worst that can happen? Like, what is the absolute worst that can happen if you do all these things? What? Your content becomes successful. You get the figure and the build that you want. You finally develop your style. You make a new friend. You make a new hobby. You get that promotion. And if you're so embarrassed, it's going to stop you from even having that possibility of that happening. My key takeaways from this video of reasons that you shouldn't be embarrassed. I don't mean this in a mean way, but this has helped me so much. You're really not that important. Pause. You're not that important to strangers for them to want to judge you. And again, if they do, that's a reflection of them. I promise you, not everyone in that grocery store is looking at you. I promise you. I think another thing that really helped me with my embarrassment and my anxiety, it sounds so stupid, going to the ocean. Standing on the beach, how far the ocean went. Like, every time I go I can't see the end. And it's like, there's and it makes me feel so small, but in a good way. It helps me recenter myself, and it helps my feelings become more manageable, because it's like, wow, like, I'm so tiny. Like, I'm just living, dude. I'm just living. Anyway, another reason you shouldn't be embarrassed. People forget. If people really, like, actually pay attention to you and they're like, oh, what the fuck? Like, what is she wearing? In high school, all of those what is she wearing thoughts I had. I don't know who I was talking about. But I bet that they still feel like they have those cool pictures that they can post now. They're like, oh, look how fly I was in middle school. Like, I promise you, like, I don't remember a single thing that anyone has ever worn ever. Ever. Or a thing that they did. Like, I have friends that, like, embarrassing things happen to my friends where they've fallen. And I still remember that. But that's different. Those are my friends. And it's kind of, like, it's embarrassing to fall, but it's a funny story now for them. And again, like, just realizing everyone is so focused on themselves. Everyone, especially now with social media and just after COVID, everyone's become so self-obsessed with themselves. They don't extend olive branches the way that they used to. They don't just care about people as much as they used to. And they don't pay attention to people as much as they used to. People are so focused on themselves and what they're doing that they're not looking at other people in that room. And again, I've already said this, but let me say it again. The people that are judging you don't matter. If there are people that are judging you, it is a reflection of themselves, and they are not doing what you want to be doing. Don't ever get embarrassed being around people, again, not trying to be mean, that aren't doing what you want to do. I will never take advice from someone who's not doing better than me. Just be of certain advice. Like, don't get me wrong, there's advice like, hey, you should get the snow off your car, but, like, I'm not going to let someone tell me how to do my job, how to do my podcast, how to dress, if I don't look up and admire them. I have all of my friends, yeah, I care about their opinions, but they're not judging me. I know that there's probably there's multiple people that have clicked on my videos that hate me, and they're judging the fuck out of me. But I don't care. I do not care, because I'm here. Worst comes worst, I have the coolest video diary for when I'm older. Anyway, again, kind of just to wrap up this video, I want to emphasize that when you have this fear of being embarrassed, you miss out on opportunities. You miss out on so many opportunities. You miss out on job offers. You miss out on friendships. You miss out on happiness, success. You miss out on expressing yourself. You miss out on becoming the best person that you can be. All for what? Because you're scared of what some girl from the grocery store thinks that you're never going to see again? Because you're so scared of someone through a screen talking shit about you? Because you're so embarrassed that they'll say no to your job application? No. Okay. I know I keep saying a thing I want you guys to remember. This episode's important though. Every time you feel embarrassed, you're doing something outside of your comfort zone. And that is the only place that your life will actually change. That is the only place that your life will actually become better. So, yeah. Oh my gosh, did you guys like today's video? I felt very passionate about this and I feel very good. So, yeah. Anyway, I will see you guys next Sunday, same time. I'm trying to think, is there anything that's going to happen in this next few days? Is there any like events that I should know about? Yeah, no. That is all. Yeah. I will see you guys next Sunday, same time. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have the best week. Okay. Okay. I love you guys. Bye.